Crossing the Line is not a show intended to bully or harass anyone. Do not go out of your way to mess with the authors who write these fanfics. They make what we do possible. Thanks. Enjoy. Because you can do a lot with the camera in Blender because it's like an actual camera. You can adjust lens distortion and all that crap. From there, it would I don't know, it would work. It would just be hard to make everything work at the angle that it needs to. Because my main thing is getting the faces right. The body I can get right just because the body is... I know how to make a body work because there's no real expression outside of a line of action. Mm-hmm. With faces, it's a whole other thing because you have to make sure the eyes are rigged right so that you can get all kinds of motions.
I didn't even consider that. There's like the face, there's really no avoiding the actual sculpture.
Right. That's why there's a guy who does his own animated series in Blender, and what he does is he does the face parts in 2D, and he just sculpts the face, so then he can just shrink wrap the eyes and mouth to it, and it looks like it's part of the model, but it's actually not. So he has this 2D plane that he can morph and make as expressive as he needs to.
That's probably what I would do.
That's what I'm going to try to do.
That kind of reminds me of like how 2D animation is done in 3D programs, typically where you're dragging assets and like moving them forward.
Right. Exactly. And I've also, like I was saying in chat, I've been studying game models I've downloaded from All's Resource, one of which is like, I have a whole folder of everyone from Kill a Kill If.
I thought you were going to say Rocket Powered Beach Bandits.
That is the worst example.
Klasky Supo 3D, like...
No, that doesn't even work in 2D. But,
that's a very visually appealing game, Kill a Kill If.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like that definitely has like what I want to go for in terms of both body shape and shading.
Mm-hmm. Nice. That's a good point. Like that game's, I mean, those characters are already pretty like sexualized, and they're also very expressive and nice to look at.
Oh yeah.
So what you're saying is you're gonna rip the Ryuko model and sell it on Gumroad?
I'm not ripping it. I just have it open in a different file so that when I'm making a model, I can look at how they do their geometry.
You can find the square textures on her ass and just scroll up so they get bigger.
It's funny you say that. The model I have is fully rigged, so like I was messing around with it in pose mode just to see like how crazy the rigging is on those models, and there's so many points. Like you can make her tits like go out to here and shit. They literally made them like as loose as they could to make them friggin' expressive.
That's great.
The only problem I have is that her ass, this is like her in-game as you're playing as her in her like Senketsu uniform. Mm-hmm. There's her school uniform and her Senketsu. In the Senketsu one, you see her ass and it's like permanently like drooped down against her thighs, so you have that. But you can lift it. It's just that it still has that fold, but I assume that that's so that it has a plane for the shading. So if you're looking up, it has a round shading as if you're looking up at a round object.
Yeah, her normal outfit's not playable, so I can't imagine she's nearly as articulated.
It's close. It's just that the jacket's part of her arm.
Okay.
For the most part.
Whereas they're only using that for cutscenes, so...
Yeah, of course.
That game was fun. I played the demo. I didn't want to buy it, but I played the demo.
It's like $20 on Switch. I'll probably pick it up.
Now that the One Punch Man game is well below $10, I can pick that up.
Is it?
It was last time I looked, but hopefully it'll be back soon.
Hell yeah.
3D anime fighters are just such the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm were in the anime fighter genre. I'll never forgive it. I downloaded the demo of the first game the day it came out, and I thought, wow, this is really cool. And then I played 100 more games exactly the same, and I said, oh, I never want to see this formula again. Please.
Naruto, My Hero, One Punch Man, Kill la Kill.
7 Deadly Sins. Black Clover.
Even Jump Force was like Ultimate Ninja Storm.
Yep. The Demon Slayer game, I'm sure, is the same thing also.
One Piece. Burning Blood was in that style.
Blood was alright, but it was still in that style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's very hard to make a 3D fighting game feel like competitive compared to 2D stuff.
Yeah, it's the type of thing where you really just keep wanting to farm energy so you can spam a special attack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Dragon Ball's had so much variety. There's been so many Dragon Ball games that have different fighting systems.
Yeah. Like I like Tenkaichi. I like the Xenoverse games, even though they are still in that 3D style. But I don't know. I guess being able to just like dash back and forth with the boosters makes it fun.
There have been games that experimented with infinite key and just like timers and stuff like that. Those have been cool. I think that was Raging Blast. I'd be remembering that wrong though.
I want to play more Dragon Ball games. I want to play Infinite World and Raging Blast 2. Battle of Z wasn't very fun. I've given that like 2 retries. Maybe I'll give it a third someday. It doesn't have local multiplayer. It's only online multiplayer. And it's locked to the last generation of consoles, PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, so that'll be dead soon.
Christ.
The One Punch Man is back to $70, so I've been
No!
I just gotta procure it elsewhere, I guess.
Yeah, it'll go back on sale.
I'll just have to do the old Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory technique where I download it online from somebody without a real username.
Did you do that?
Not yet.
Okay.
I keep joking about it, but like, it's not going anywhere. Until there's another Kingdom Hearts game, I don't have to follow the plot yet.
But what about Kingdom Hearts Dark Cross or whatever?
Every time I try to watch like a lore video on those games, it's some like freak who's trying to explain like just infinite things I don't care about. But
yeah, I watched like an hour-long video that was like all of Union X's plot, and the plot is stupid. But
I know.
the guy was able to like simplify it as best he could,
okay,
which I appreciated.
I'll
It was
try
still
to
an
find
hour long.
I
But-
always try to watch them, and they're like, okay, this video is 3 hours long, but it's only going to cover the last couple months of content. And I'm like, ah!
Yeah, this guy like consolidated it down to like an hour, which was nice because it's one of those guys, like one of those channels that exists off of Kingdom Hearts content. So
Yeah.
whenever there's a new update to the mobile game, they have to update all their followers with what's new and everything.
Incredible.
But yeah, now there's like Dark Cross, which is another mobile game or something that's
Yeah.
different from the other one.
When the mobile game finally ended, I was like, thank God. And they announced a new one immediately. I'm like, ah!
And remember, Steven, the mobile games are part of the plot.
I know, so I've heard.
Steven, what do you know about Kingdom Hearts?
Let's see, I know the first game. I know some A Chain of Memories GBA version, because that's like the first Kingdom Hearts I played, surprisingly. Aside from that, not much.
Good thing we're talking about Sailor Moon today, which Steven knows the most about out of 3 of us.
Welcome to Crossing the Line, a fan fiction podcast where we read, review, and critique fan fiction for your listening pleasure. I'm George G. Poole. As always, I've got my 2 co-hosts, Elias Virgil Vlogs
Hello.
and Stephen Blue Breed.
Hello, I'm here to right wrongs and draw asses, and that means you.
I made a joke earlier about if Stephen keeps working on 3D stuff, he's gonna lose his worthiness to lewds, and he's not gonna be able to pick up his tablet pen like Thor with his hammer.
Thor with his hammer. Won't be able to remove it from its My Hero figure.
Your Momo PVC figure that holds it tightly between your busts.
I wake up and Momo has her fucking hand wrapped around it so you can never get it out.
You say, "Give me back my Mjolnir." So, Stephen, as Elias said, you're the Sailor Moon aficionado.
Somewhat.
You're the Sailor Moon aficionado.
Okay.
What does everybody know about Sailor Moon?
I learned that they called her Serena
We watched 2 episodes. They're more
of the Dick Dub.
episode 6 where you meet Mercury, and then episode 5, and then like later episode also.
Some Sailor Moon R episode something. It was called Naughty or Nice. It had a couple sisters, and one of them was hotter than the rest.
Mm-hmm.
But they were all alright. Chibi Uso or Mini Moon. Baby Moon.
I'll start by saying I watched it as a child on like Foxbox or whatever it existed on, and I hadn't experienced it again since I was 10 until I was like 14. And I went on a date, and this girl brought her mom, and the mom was like, "Oh, so you like anime? You know, when I was your age, I watched Sailor Moon." And then she talked to me about Sailor Moon. My eyes glazed over, and I didn't remember any of it. And
you were 14, but she watched Sailor Moon when she was 14.
I mean, the mom was probably like
16.
When did Sailor Moon air? In the 90s? I would assume so.
Let's see here. In America, yeah, like the 90s.
See?
Okay. She must be a young mama, though.
And then from there, I didn't really touch it anymore. On being on the internet in the 2010s, it was like aesthetic on Tumblr or wherever else to like share Sailor Moon screenshots. So like I had a lot of exposure to it through that, but I didn't really watch the show at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what channel it aired on, but it was a quote-unquote girl show, so you know I wasn't touching that. Because back then, boys and girls had to segregate their content.
It aired in 92.
Dang.
Okay.
So I'd say that's appropriate.
It's older than
Yeah,
Power
that makes
Rangers.
It would have been like 20 years later that we went on the date, so.
Yeah. That's a lot older than I thought it was. Just because like Dragon Ball Z didn't start until like 99, I think.
Guess how many episodes it ran for?
86.
200.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's a lot.
That
Where are
makes
all
sense.
the other ones from? We were looking at, I only saw like 80.
I think that's including like R in the later seasons.
Is there more than R and Crystal?
Yeah, there had to be because Uranus wasn't in there. Like they add more Sailor Scouts as it goes on.
There's Sailor Moon, Sailor Moon R, Sailor Moon S, Sailor Moon Super S, Sailor Moon Sailor Stars.
Right, there's S and Super S.
Those are seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
It's also
Should've-
films and stuff.
We should have watched one of the ones from S or Super S.
True.
It's fine. I'll read all of it and do a manga Monday. in one
There we
day.
go. Hell yeah. Just be prepared for the ending of like the original run. It's brutal.
Okay.
Surprisingly, it's insane.
I don't know how to take that. Brutal in what way? Like violent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it has the type of ending where we would have to watch the Japanese because the Japanese ending and the fucking Deke ending is so different.
I'm sure.
Polar different. It's crazy.
Is it like just super censored, or is it like completely different like footage?
Completely different storyline. It's basically what happened to a fucking hour-long Dungeon versus Death.
That's good.
Yeah.
There's Sailor Moon with 2ends.com. You can read the manga. And chapter spelled CAHPTER. Anyways, Stephen, what's your experience with Sailor Moon?
Started out pretty much the same as you guys. Like, I caught it when it was on a random anime blog, but like I didn't pay it too much attention. It caught my eye because the women were friggin' hot.
I didn't believe in hot women when I was younger.
From there, pretty much it went unregarded. Like, I watched Dragon Ball Z, but I didn't really watch it. But then later on...
What channel was it on? Like, what network aired it back when it was, like, I guess Deke or whatever?
I want to say
I think, yeah, like Foxbox for kids, like early morning TV.
Something tells me I'm gonna have to do a lot of fucking research to find these good scanlations of this manga. I've been looking for like 10 minutes and it's all garbage.
I've been looking for like 2 minutes.
It's a long time in the age of how fast I can usually find things.
Yeah, I remember there was like, I remember Toonami did like a Valentine's Day special thing where they were just airing Sailor Moon all day because that was the only girl action show they could think of. And I remember everything was just like, all like the Toonami, like interstitials, whatever, with Tom and all that. It was just plastered with red over all the footage. And they're like, it's Valentine's Day, baby. Like Valentine's Brawl or whatever. I don't fucking know.
Something.
I'm sure I've used the commercial clip in our Valentine's episodes.
Okay, Steven, didn't you watch it again recently?
Let's see here. 2 years back, I rewatched some of it, yeah. Like, I watched the first, like, season, and then I watched a couple movies that take place in the later seasons. And that kind of bridged a lot of the lore that I needed to know together for the most part. I didn't have much interest past that. It just didn't really catch me.
Like, then why are we here?
Because I thought of Sailor Moon, I was like, that's probably a good one. That's a pretty... I can imagine that's a fanfic rich one.
Yeah, that's a lot of fan fiction. Yeah,
Well, we're about to find out.
the art is pretty good too. I think it's pretty unique and memorable.
It is. It's definitely, like, gives you that 80s anime vibe. I really enjoy it.
The monster designs are like identical to Yu Yu Hakusho monster designs.
Yeah.
At least what we saw.
Yeah,
all of it.
they have very similar, like, facial structure with, like, the high mouths and whatnot.
Just how loose their limbs can be in any given notice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what dialect Amy, the Sailor Mercury, was going for in the dick dub, but that was pretty funny.
It went back and forth from, like, British to, like, something else.
Well, I'm gonna go get us started now on some Sailor...
Sorry.
Who is it?
It is suspected spam.
It's Robotnik.
It's a queen barrel.
Yeah, why isn't your ringtone Robotnik's theme from the cartoon?
It'd be so scary to get a call.
Dun, 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 dun. Then I see my dad's fucking picture.
But his mustache is dyed orange.
Oh no.
It changes his profile icon without you changing it.
Slowly.
It's so scary.
It slowly gradiates into Robotnik.
What if Robotnik had the prism power?
Prism power.
What would he do? He already looks like a Sailor Scout. He's already got his pointy skirt outfit.
He would point his magic wand and then the bad guy would just leave because they didn't want to animate the action shot. That's what I got from what we watched today. He said, "Oh, let's get out of here, girls."
You call Queen Barrel an insipid insect and fucking punch her.
Okay, I'm gonna get started for real now.
Good.
Disclaimers, I do not own Sailor Moon. June 30th, 1978, Juban Hospital, Tokyo, night. Ikuko was in labor. She was about to give birth to her first child. "Push, Ikuko! Push!" the nurse yelled at her. Ikuko made a scream as the baby was born. The nurse examined the child that was just born. "You have given birth to a beautiful baby girl," the nurse announced. She cut the cord connecting the baby to the mother. There was a page break there in that. We read these stories verbatim.
Yes, I found Ikuko.
Wow.
Oh, she's from
beautiful.
Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Occupation, housewife.
sweet?
That's all you need to know.
She tied the remaining cord at the baby's end into a knot and took the
Okay.
baby to have her cleaned up and her air passages cleaned out. The baby was weighed and then handed to her mother. Kenji was nearby and saw the event.
Oh, that's Sailor Moon's mom. It's her daughter.
The crystal renders are like very pretty, but also like off-putting to me for some reason.
It's the type of style that looks good in animation, but certain stills just look really pointy-chinned and whatnot.
The line art's just so firm yet so thin, and the colors are so vibrant. They kind of don't really go together. I don't know. It looks fine, but it's just like there's something off about it.
Kind of feels Western in a sense.
Yeah, really with the colors. Okay, I'm gonna assume this person just like was writing in like a normal notepad and just hitting enter because it would just continuously go off the page like we see in the like words just trail off on here.
Oh,
So
Lord.
what they were doing, what the author was doing, they just booted up normal notepad, no word or anything. And if you don't hit enter, then it just keeps going and going and going in one strand, regardless if you can see it or not.
Sure fucking does.
So we've described Sailor Moon's birth, Princess Serenity, aka Usagi Tsukino.
AKA Serena.
Wait, it said
Usagi.
Serenity. It is Serenity in this one.
Okay,
Usagi is Sailor Moon.
I know, but in the dick dub, she's Serena's
Yes, it's
last
Serena.
name.
Other nicknames include Bumphead, Bunhead, Usako.
Meatball Head.
Not here, but yes, in the original.
When Tuxedo Mask called her Meatball Head and she ran away.
That was really funny. Forgot about that name.
So mean. It's our daughter, Kenji. What shall we name her? Ikuko asked. She is so cute like a baby rabbit, Kenji commented. Usagi? That sounds like a sweet name. Usagi it is, Ikoku told her husband. Thanks. June 30th, 1978, Juban Hospital, Tokyo, night. That's the same...
We're gonna have another birth?
Maybe.
And she popping out babies.
Ikuko and her new baby were sleeping in their hospital room. The night was peaceful. Suddenly a demon named Xenon appeared and started to attack the baby, but the attack was deflected by a mysterious power from within the baby.
You know,
The demon
Xenon.
made a yell. Ah! I'll have to wait for many years now. I'll kill her one day.
She did a Harry Potter.
She got 2 big meatball scars in her head.
Big dents in her head where her hair grows.
Xenon yelled as he vanished. Ikuko had woken up to the phenomena. What was that power you unleashed, my little Usagi? I may never know. Ikuko talked to her little baby. December 1998, Tsukino household, evening. Usagi was sitting with her family watching television. Suddenly, Usagi felt uneasy. She stood up. Ikuko stood up with her daughter. Usagi, what's wrong? Ikuko asked. Something I haven't felt for a long time is back to face me. Something I haven't felt in 20 years is back here in Tokyo.
Whoa.
Usagi answered in a desperate tone. Ikuko was brought back to the day when Usagi was born, and Ikuko remembered what had happened then. You can't go. They'll kill you, Ikuko protested. What are you talking about? She kicked his ass when she was a baby.
Yeah. But the other guys had 20 years to train too.
That's true. He's been hitting the gym.
I lost to a baby. I'll have my revenge.
I will strangle that baby.
Punching a baby on a string at the gym alone.
Smashing a tetherball as hard as he can. I have to stop this evil or there will be no Christmas for us or the entire world.
Okay.
For a second I had forgotten what my crossover even was because I picked it so long ago, but now I remember and now I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
Usagi answered. I see. Be safe, Ikuko told her. Cosmos Moon Power, make up, Usagi called out. She transformed into Cosmos Sailor Moon. Cosmos Sailor Moon jumped off the balcony and ran down the street. Oh, my darling daughter. I know you're going to get hurt. Please be safe.
Every time you say Usagi, I cringe that it's going to be Usopp and it's going to be an Usopp crossover.
Moon Prism Power!
She has no faith in her daughter. She said, I know you're going to get hurt.
Well, like, her daughter just declared she was going to have a street fight.
Exploding Star Power!
Usopp from One Piece.
Usopp Rubber Band.
He's the one who tried to kill her baby and failed.
I spent 20 years getting yoked.
Becoming a brave warrior of the sea.
Now that he's found the One Piece, he's ready to avenge himself. Juban District, Tokyo, night. The Juban District was busy with people doing their Christmas shopping. Cosmos Sailor Moon ran down the street until she stopped. A villain appeared. His body was adorned with black armor. He had a single horn on his helmet. His eyes glowed with evilness. So we meet again, Tsukino Usagi, Xenon announced. How do you know my name? Cosmos Sailor Moon asked. I was there when I tried to kill you then after you born, but your sleeping power sent me into a vortex in which it took me 20 years to return here. Now I will kill you off, Xenon replied.
He wasn't training, he was just in a vortex spinning around for 20 years.
That's training enough. You know, Metal Edamon was in a vortex once. Got sucked up in a black hole even.
He's no Xenon girl of the 21st century, but I'm sure he'll be fine.
He's just been in a washing machine.
His digital information was chopped, whipped, and flipped and pureed. Cosmos Sailor Moon tried to make her attack, but Xenon warded off the attack. Now my turn. You'll die while being frozen. Xenon wave. Xenon told her, then called out his power. A frozen wave started to cover Cosmos Sailor Moon. Soon her body started to freeze solid in a block of ice. What are you doing to me? Cosmos Sailor Moon asked. Your body was being completely frozen over. Soon you'll die while being frozen, Xenon replied.
Oh. That was his 20-year plan.
Mm-hmm. It's a freezer.
She'll be so cold.
I've spent 20 years getting the cold shoulder. Now let's see how you like it. I may be beaten, but the Sailor Senshi will stamp out your evil ambition. Mamo-chan. Cosmos Sailor Moon spoke to Xenon. Cosmos Sailor Moon was frozen solid in a block of clear ice.
No.
Now, I will destroy what's left of Christmas. I will fill everyone with hate. Xenon yelled and vanished.
He was specifically after Christmas. I thought that was a weird thing for her to say, but turns out Xenon's a big Christmas hater.
How would Grinch beat the Sailor Scouts?
20 years! Xenon yelled and vanished. Naru walked by with Umino. That's Usagi. She's frozen. I saw that villain do that to her. Naru spoke in a worried tone. Which one's Naru?
Oh god, I can't remember.
I'm gonna bet
But
that's
she's
Mars.
out there and we're in here. But if she's out there and there and... Naru?
Naru.
I just remember we're out here.
She's Usagi's best friend.
Molly Baker.
I see.
I love the English names.
Mm.
They're so English. Why did he do that? Umino asked. He wants to destroy Christmas and he had to get her out of the way, right? Come on, let's go to Hikawa Shrine. She'll need help. Naru replied. Naru and Umino ran to the Hikawa Shrine. Naru and Umino ran to the fire reading room. Naru surprised Rei when they entered the fire reading room. Fire reading room? What is it, Naru? Rei asked. Usagi is frozen solid. Come. Man, the dick names really put me in a pickle.
Right.
I don't know who any of these characters are.
Yeah, my god.
Put your hand on the ice. Oh no, who did this? Rei asked. I heard him mention his name. His name was Xenon. He wants to kill off Christmas, Naru replied.
This is Rei, Sailor Mars.
Mars.
Oh, okay.
I like those pink overalls.
Gosh.
I see. I must gather the others, Rei announced. Will Cosmos Sailor Moon be saved? Will Xenon destroy Christmas? Find out in the next time on Title of the Story. It's not over yet, though. Don't worry.
Okay.
God, this
Oh,
was
shit.
from 2005. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that is cool.
I got a real time capsule, and this one's older than the Angry Video Game Nerd.
Yeah.
My Penguins of Madagascar theory is out the window.
I'm sure it'll make itself clear sooner or later. Chapter 2.
Oh wait, Madagascar came out in 2005. We're still on.
Chapter 2, Spread the Hate. Really, Tika? I guess it had a PS2 game, so that checks out.
Mm.
A bunch of kids and their teacher had gathered around where Cosmos Sailor Moon was frozen in a block of ice.
I love this set piece of her in a block of ice.
Yeah.
The whole
Really
town
adds
is
character
just...
to the scene here.
Kids, there's nothing you can do. You can't free her, the teacher told them. But we gotta try.
No, don't try. Give up.
She'll thaw in the spring.
It is futile.
This is what we call the course of nature, children.
One of the kids replied. All the kids started pounding on the block of ice. Sailor Mars appeared with Jupiter and Venus. Are you here to save her? A kid asked. Yes, stand back,
No.
Mars replied.
We're here to knock on the ice and laugh.
We're here to become the new Sailor Moon.
We thaw enough just to take her crown off.
Mars Flame Sniper! Mars called out her fiery attack, but it was useless. The fiery arrow disappeared as soon as it touched the surface. It did no damage.
No.
Damn,
No.
it didn't work, Sailor Mars replied. What will we do now? Sailor Venus asked. A call came on the communicator. It was Amy. Amy. I'm pretty sure that's Mercury.
AMI?
Yep.
It is Mercury.
Incredible.
Oh, she looks weird in crystal.
Mm-hmm.
Her
Yeah.
face is like offset in the screenshot.
Yeah.
So the eyes are like even like more shiny than they used to be. Guys, you better come quick. The Outers and myself need help here, Amy spoke in the communicator. Right, we'll be there soon, Sailor Mars agreed. Sailor Mars, Jupiter, and Venus ran off. Meanwhile, the kids kept pounding on the block of ice trying to free Sailor Moon from her icy prison.
Fair enough.
They're like, you kids got it. We got places to be.
Don't crack them the wrong way.
They're not going to listen to teachers. Downtown Tokyo, night. Cringe, fools! Receive my hate! Xenon spoke as he sent his dark wave to the passerbys. The people received the dark energy and began hitting each other. The Senshi arrived.
Can't believe people were using that term in 2005.
Stop! Sailor Mercury spoke. Oh, Sailor Moon's friends. I should tell you that I am destroying Christmas, because everyone should be hateful. Xenon told them.
Okay.
Oh my god.
But can you unfreeze our friend?
He hates the commercialism of KFC Christmas in Japan.
Uranus looks perfect in crystal. Holy shit.
Yeah,
She's
it
your
does.
favorite.
I do love
Looks good.
Uranus. She's
You
great.
don't want to call her the other name?
Not Uranus, no. She's canonically gay with Neptune, but that's okay.
That's what they fixed her in the dub.
Yeah, they sure did make them cousins, didn't they?
It's okay, we're cousins.
We're
Don't worry,
not
Sailor Uranus.
gay. We're
Right.
just cousins.
Don't worry, Sailor Uranus. We're in the south here. It's alright.
We're in the south here.
South Japan.
They made them cousins but didn't take away the romantic stuff.
They just made it shameful.
They made it taboo.
They're like, well, we don't like gays, but if we make them cousins, it'll make their gay little stuff look worse to the eyes, right? Right?
Right,
Please?
right, please.
I am afraid I got busy until after Christmas. I got lots of good people to ruin, Xenon told her, and he vanished.
What's that mean, Xenon?
Lots of good pussy this year.
I'm afraid I got busy.
I'm getting busy, you see. Xenon told her.
He said he's getting busy and he left.
We shouldn't see that.
Xenon
Should probably leave him alone for a little while.
Let's leave.
Come back tomorrow.
Drat, Sailor Mercury cursed. The others arrived. You're late, Sailor Uranus told them.
Ooh.
Sorry, there is no way that we can save Usagi from that ice block. We should go to the Hikawa Shrine and discuss what we are going to do next. Sailor Mars apologized. They left for the Hikawa Shrine.
I like to imagine them dragging Sailor Moon around by a rope in the ice block.
I like how they already went to the shrine earlier to go get one Sailor Scout, and now they're all going to go back to the shrine.
Mm.
The local spot.
Yeah, it's like their Angel Grove. Their the rec center. You know the one from Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Bulk and Skull hang out there.
Mm.
Who's the Bulk and Skull in Sailor Moon?
Okay.
Luna and the other Luna and Artemis, pretty much.
Yuck.
Now I gotta look it up.
Those are the cats.
Oh.
Looks
Yeah,
up.
just look up you look up Luna and Artemis compilation. You look up Bulk and Skull theme song. We'll play them at the same time and see if they sync up.
Okay.
Juban District, Tokyo, night. The kids were still trying to crack the ice cube that contains Sailor Moon.
Those kids are really on it.
Each kid took turns in trying to crack the ice cube. Xenon appeared. Oh, what's the matter, kiddies? You can't crack that ice cube. I should tell you that Sailor Moon is doomed, Xenon told the kids. We believe that we can reach her, the kids told him. She can't be reached, Xenon told them, then he vanished. The kids Xenon fucking sucks.
Sounds annoying.
I hope he's made up by this guy. I like him.
He just keeps popping around and leaving.
Sure does, my lord.
The kids continued hammering on the ice cube, still with no effect. Ray and the others discussed their current crisis. How do we save her? Makoto asked. Those kids are so adamant in breaking that ice cube, Ray replied. Xenon is trying to ruin Christmas, Amy analyzed the situation. We got to stop him, Minako protested. Xenon appeared.
God damn it! Fucking hell.
He could be anywhere.
Fuck.
If you could defeat me, that's impossible anyway. See, the only one who could truly defeat me is Sailor Moon, but she is frozen, Xenon told them. You bastard, Nicholas yelled. Now, Nicholas, don't provoke him, Constance told him.
Huh?
Nicholas and Constance?
What the hell? Don't know.
Maybe they're from the crossover and we'll finally get to the crossover.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Nicholas, don't provoke him, Constance told him. Don't worry, he didn't, Xenon replied. Assuring them that he's not going to beat their ass.
Right?
Are you going to make all the citizens hate each other? Haruko asked. Yes! Soon! I will have ruined Christmas.
He looks around and goes, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Xenon told him, then he vanished. We gotta stop him, or at least try. Ray sounded desperate.
It's pissing me off.
Will Sailor Moon be free? Find out next time in the next chapter, which is Resurrection. Or Miracles. It's called Miracles. It's rated PG.
Thank God.
Juban District, Tokyo, night. The children were still banging on the large ice cube, and the kids began chanting a familiar phrase. Cosmos Moon Power! The kids yelled. The kids continued to bang and chant on the ice cube.
The kids are really trying the most in this story.
It's true, the Sailor Scouts are just getting trolled.
Yeah, just sitting here being fucking anarchists, beating on a piece of ice.
Their whole efforts are like trying to have arguments in Second Life.
Yeah.
Just walking around, and then someone flies in and says something they shouldn't, and then flies out.
It's like a
They leave the
fucking...
room.
Yeah, it's like a fucking leprechaun in RuneScape. It just kind of appears if you stand still too long.
It started to have effect. The ice cube began to crack. Step back, kids. The teacher spoke to them. The kids did as at least they were being supervised. The ice cube continued to crack on. The cracking continued with loud sounds. Then finally, the ice cracked and was destroyed. Cosmos Sailor Moon fell to the ground. She retransformed back to Usagi. She was barely alive, or barely awake. Thank you, Usagi told them. Then she passed out. Let's take her to a safer place, the teacher told them. The teacher picked up Usagi and carried her in her arms. I am going to see if that ice cube is still there with Usagi there, Ray told the others. We'll go with you, Ami, Makoto, and Minako told Ray in unison. Let's go, Ray told them. They left the Hikawa Shrine for the Juban District. Teacher's apartment, Tokyo, night. The kids surrounded Usagi. Is she okay? A girl asked. Yes, she's sleeping, the teacher replied. I am glad, another kid spoke with relief. Juban District, Tokyo, night. Sailor Mars, Sailor Mercury, Sailor Venus, and Sailor Jupiter arrived where Usagi was once frozen. The senshi saw that the ice cube had been destroyed, and Usagi was now gone. Where is she now? Sailor Mars asked. Hey, what about those teachers and kids? Sailor Mercury asked. That's Miss Kyoko Lee? Sailor Venus asked. Yeah, I know where she lives. Come on. Sailor Mercury led the way to the teacher's apartment. Teacher's apartment, Tokyo, night. Usagi woke up slowly. She tried to sit up. The teacher stopped her. You are still weak, Kyoko told Usagi. I can't stay while Xenon continues to destroy the hopes of everyone. Cosmos, moon, power, makeup.
Xenon hasn't really done much of anything to anyone except you.
Yeah. No, he said he made people fight each other.
If he says so.
He made somebody think someone said something bad, but really it was him. Usagi stood up and transformed into Cosmos Sailor Moon. I will stop him and save everyone. Cosmos Sailor Moon told them and jumped out the window and landed safely on the ground. Sailor Mars and the others knocked on the teacher's door. She opened the door. You're looking for Usagi, right? She's not here. She's left to engage Xenon, Kyoko told them. God, Usagi has gone over her head, Sailor Mars protested.
Again.
Believe in her, like my students did, Kyoko told them. Usagi, be careful, Sailor Mars thinks to herself. The park, Tokyo, night. Xenon was attacking people near the park. Cosmos Sailor Moon appeared. Hold it! For attacking innocent people, I cannot forgive you. I am the pretty suited sailor soldier Sailor Moon. In place of the moon, I'll punish you, Cosmos Sailor Moon told him. Well, Cosmos Sailor Moon, glad you could make it. I hope you liked your prison, because you will be frozen again, Xenon told her. I don't think so. Cosmos Force Field, activate! Cosmos Sailor Moon called out, activating her force field. So you wish to battle me? Xenon asked. Yes, let's get to it, Cosmos Sailor Moon told him. Let's do it, Xenon told her. Chapter 4, The Great Battle.
Okay.
Santa's Castle, North Pole, day. Santa Claus met with Bernard, the top elf.
No! Not Bernard.
Took 4 chapters to get to it, but the payoff was worth it. Bernard, what's going on? Oh, wait. Bernard, what's going on? Santa asked. Santa, it's worse than we realize. Christmas is being destroyed at an alarming rate. A certain girl is trying to save Christmas, Bernard replied. Let me guess. Usagi Tsukino? Santa replied as he knew already. Yes, that's correct. Some time ago, Miss Tsukino was frozen solid by this alien mutant Xenon. However, these kids were able to free her because they believed in her. Now Usagi is trying to save what's left of Christmas.
Please, can we do the Santa Claus episode in December?
Of course.
I wonder how many fanfics there are of it.
I'm sure there's plenty.
I must go to her. I can save her if she dies. Rally my slate team. What, are you going to put on her uniform and then become the new Sailor Moon?
Here's one trick.
Santa announced. Good luck, Santa, Bernard told him. Thank you, Santa replied. I can't do a good Tim Allen voice.
Thank you.
He just sounds like a guy.
Yeah.
Like a slightly gruff guy.
There's 46 crossovers.
Woo!
The park, Tokyo, night.
The crossovers are really good, but I won't spoil them.
I am going to destroy you, Xenon told her. I don't think so, Cosmos Sailor Moon replied as she brought her staff to meet his sword. You're good, Sailor Moon, but Can you defeat me? Xenon asked. Of course I can. I am stronger than you think. I will destroy you, Cosmo Sailor Moon told him. Really now? I know you can. When I seen you after you were born, you nearly destroyed me, Xenon yelled at her. My mother told me about it. I am capable enough to destroy you, Cosmo Sailor Moon yelled. Darkness Wave, Xenon yelled as he prepared to send his power to her. You underestimate me. Lunar Moon Wall, copy and absorb. Pachoo, pachoo. Electric Hedgehog power. Cosmo Sailor Moon replied. Cosmo Sailor Moon used her special power. She caught his power, and she prepared to send it back to him. Darkness Wave! And Cosmo Sailor Moon called out his power and sent it to him. It hit Xenon like a saber, and it had stabbed him. Xenon was bleeding.
No.
Damn you! Take this, Xenon Wave! Xenon was mad.
Xenon Wave.
He fired a fireball at Cosmo Sailor Moon.
Xenon was mad.
He has so many different powers.
They have not explained who Xenon is or why he wants to hurt Sailor Moon besides getting revenge.
She used her power like before. Lunar Moon Wall, copy and absorb. She absorbed his power. Xenon Wave! She fired his power at him. The fireball hit him and he went down. The Sailor Senshi, the teacher, and her kids arrived. We gotta help her, Sailor Mars announced. A red rose dropped to the ground and Tuxedo Mask appeared as he stopped her. This is her fight. Let her be.
You interrupted, Tuxedo Mask.
All you can do is have faith that she could save everyone, and Christmas too, Tuxedo Common told her.
All you can do is have faith.
In Christmas. I'll defeat you, Cosmos Wave Encircle! Cosmos Sailor Moon fired her staff and a bright beam came out and hit Xenon. A bright pink energy covered the area, destroying everything around them. Xenon was destroyed. Then
Yes.
Cosmos Sailor Moon used the last of her remaining life and spoke. Please, only until after Christmas. Please let it snow. Please save Christmas. Please grant the children's wishes.
Wait, who's dying?
Apparently her.
She used her power to fight Xenon, now she's dying?
Oh
I
no.
guess. Cosmos Sailor Moon thought to herself. It started snowing. The energy wave died down and Cosmos Sailor Moon collapsed to the ground. Santa's Castle, North Pole, day.
Castle. It's a workshop, not a castle.
You are the Santa Claus expert.
This castle. I'm trying to fucking find who Xenon is.
It's no one, it's made up.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just looking at his collection of the Santa Claus VHS tapes.
Oh lord.
At least 10 over there.
Oh.
Pretty good.
It was funny. Click on it like Tim Allen's castle.
Santa, please wait. Our reports indicate that a sudden snowstorm is occurring all around the planet. You better take Rudolph, Bernard told him. Who could have started this snowstorm? Santa asked. Sailor Moon started it to save Christmas. If you were going to save...
Santa's like, why is Christmas in danger? Why is a snowstorm going to make my job easier?
Why is she doing this? She's to save Christmas. She's making it harder for Christmas.
Me!
Christmas. Ah, Japanese.
Oh my god.
Why does one town in Japan needing to have snow mean the entire world's got to have a snowstorm?
Even Florida. If you're going to save her now, if you're going to save her, go now. My reports say that she destroyed herself when she destroyed Xenon. Go, your sleigh team is ready, Bernard told him. Right, Santa agreed.
Right, okay.
Right.
Yeah, I'll go
that's
all the
where
way
I'm
to Japan just to talk to her when she dies.
We go all the way to Japan. They don't even have drive-thrus over there. Santa agreed. Santa went to his sleigh. The reindeer were ready. Rudolph was there too. Okay, Rudolph, full power. We're going to save a certain girl. Let's go Dasher and Dancer. Let's go Prancer and Vixen. Let's go Comet and Cupid. Let's go Donner and Blitzen. Let's go to Tokyo and save Usagi.
Usapi.
Let's save Usopp. Santa called his sleigh team. His sleigh and his reindeer flew in the air. Will they save Usagi? Find out in the conclusion. Chapter 5. White Christmas Magic.
What is there left to tell?
The end.
Well, I mean, Xenon's dead.
And so is she. The park, Tokyo, night. Cosmos Sailor Moon lay motionless on the ground. She was barely breathing. Sailor Mars came up to her. She tried to talk to her. Usagi? Talk to me, Usagi, Sailor Mars told her. However, Usagi didn't say anything.
Usagi's under like 6 inches of snow right now. Get her up.
Then suddenly Xenon reappeared out of nowhere.
No!
He stood firm,
Oh,
but he
shit.
had been severely weakened just like Cosmo Sailor Moon had. Did you think you could defeat me? Just because you were a baby when you did it the first time?
Santa, come beat Xenon's ass.
Xenon asked. However, Cosmo Sailor Moon didn't respond. Xenon decided to harm Sailor Mars.
Oh
What a sentence.
no! Decided to harm her.
He moved towards Sailor Mars. However, Cosmos Sailor Moon blocked him. She pointed the end of her staff towards Xenon's chest and spoke. You will not lay a finger on her. Cosmos Sailor Moon spoke with the deepest coldness in her eyes. When Xenon looked at her eyes, he knew he was through. You're through, Xenon. Cosmos Moon Power. Cosmos Sailor Moon gathered her last strength and used the Ginjuiju. Sailor Moon was knocked away from Cosmos Sailor Moon by the force of the growing white light. Sailor Mars hit Sailor Jupiter and Sailor Venus. The white light burned up Xenon. Cosmos Sailor Moon fell to the ground as the white light died down. Sailor Mars ran to the Cosmos Sailor Moon. No! Sailor Mars yelled as she ran. She lifted Cosmos Sailor Moon from the ground. Usagi, speak to me, Sailor Mars demanded. Cosmos Sailor Moon opened her eyes. Her eyes looked gentle. You're okay? You beat him, Sailor Mars asked. I am not okay. I have destroyed myself, Cosmos Sailor Moon barely spoke.
Oh.
Stay with me, Sailor Mars told her. Ray, I'm sorry, Cosmos Sailor Moon spoke slowly, and the speech was cut off by death.
No.
Cosmos
Oh my
Sailor
God.
Moon died. Sailor Mars gently laid Cosmos Sailor Moon on the ground. Then in the distance, they heard bells ringing.
Oh yeah, Santa can revive her, that's right.
Or something. Then a red glowing nose appeared. Soon Santa was in sight. His sleigh landed on the ground. He got out of his sleigh. He looked at Cosmos Sailor Moon. What happened? Santa
You know what
asked.
happened, Santa.
Santa asked, but he already knew.
Yeah.
She saved everyone, but she was destroyed while she tried to save everyone. Can you save her? Sailor Mars replied. My magic is special. In certain cases, I can use my white Christmas magic for cases like this.
You're white?
His white Christmas magic.
Okay.
His Christmas guy. She saves Christmas, so I can save her. Santa Claus spoke as he took out a pouch from his belt. He grabbed a handful of his white Christmas magic, which looked like stars. He placed the magic on Cosmos Sailor Moon. He just put sand on her. He placed the white Christmas magic on her. And the white Christmas magic fully restored Cosmos Sailor Moon and transformed into Princess Serenity. Her white dress glittered. Usagi opened her eyes. You have awakened, Miss Tsukino, Santa spoke to her. Santa? Princess Serenity asked in confusion.
Yep.
You saved Christmas, so I saved you by returning you to life. You have fully restored. I am glad that you are okay. I am in your debt, Santa told her. It's those kids who are the true heroes. They believed in me, Princess Serenity replied. I see. Good job, kids.
I guess the kids banging on the icicle were believing in her.
Yeah, and then they started chanting Cosmos Moon Power or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, kids. I have to go now. Take care, Santa told them. He got in the sleigh and took off. Princess Serenity retransformed back into Usagi. Usagi fell asleep. I'll take her home, Tuxedo Mask spoke.
Oh,
No, you won't, Tuxedo Mask.
Usagi woke up in her bed. How did I get here? Usagi asked. Mamoru brought you home, Luna spoke.
Mom.
Mamoru. We are glad you are okay, Artemis spoke. Usagi got dressed and went downstairs. He changed her into her PJs.
You sure did.
That's why he wears the mask.
That's what the mask's for.
So he quote unquote can't see when he does it.
He turns his mask inside out.
Don't worry, I'm just feeling everything.
Your secret's safe with me.
Oh my god.
Grasping both breasts in full hand. Don't worry, your secret's safe with me.
No.
Grabbing both breasts with one hand. Hello, Usagi. Your friends have been waiting for you, Ikoku spoke to her daughter. Mom, Usagi spoke softly. Your friends told us what happened. I am glad you are okay, Kenji spoke. Merry Christmas, Mom and Dad, Usagi spoke to her parents. Usagi, are you ready? Ray asked. Yeah, Usagi replied. Usagi was taken to the school. Kyoko Lee talked to Usagi. Why would they make her go to school on Christmas?
That's what I was thinking.
Thank you for your efforts. You saved us all. This is for you. Kyoko gave her a Christmas card that had Santa on the front. She opened
Thanks.
it. It said the following. Thank you for everything. Each kid had signed it. No, thank you. And Merry Christmas. Usagi replied. The end.
Yay! What a wonderful story. I pictured the villain as Omega Shenron the entire time.
I pictured him as Ivan Ooze.
I don't really know what I pictured him as, really.
Picture him as Zordon.
Some sort of just like generic, like black colored monster that's in like all the, you know how all the demons just like one color,
Yeah.
one solid color.
I rate that the Great Resurrection out of 10.
I rate that Christmas Miracle out of White Magic.
I rate that 8 teleporting Xenons out of 10.
Alright, I think I can get the next one.
This
Good.
guy's been in the business since writing fanfics since 2003.
God
Well,
dang.
when was his last story?
The last thing something they updated was in August 27th
Oh my gosh.
of this year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they have been at it for a while.
They're heroes.
They must have experienced a lot of UI changes over the years.
Yeah.
They happen like every month.
It makes more sense why they were writing in Notepad.
Yeah.
Right, hit us, Steven.
Ever wonder what it would be like coming to a new place?
No.
Like Sue Ellen, for instance, and Binky's adopted little sister.
What?
Even a few people that we know who came might have found Elwood different. But it's nothing like the time a girl from Japan and her friends came here. Usagi enters. Hey, Arthur.
Binky?
Hey, Arthur-san. Your mom.
Arthur-san.
Your mom is baking a cake, and me and DW-chan
Ah,
are going to eat
fuck
it.
you!
I'm surprised. Good.
I looked up Sue Ellen, and he looked over my shoulder at the Arthur character.
Arthur shakes his head. See what I mean?
It just dawned on me somehow that, like, this. I tried to imagine them all in the same art style, and it broke my brain.
What? All the Sailor Scouts with round heads and plump bodies?
You know that the Arthur characters wouldn't translate for shit, so hell yeah.
Yuck. Tall, lanky, thin Arthur characters.
Scary.
His ears would be on top of his head just like her meatball buns.
It's
Yeah.
true.
I just imagine the exact same art style, but taller and lanky, like a horror character.
Oh my god.
And they move with even less animation.
Their clothes are the same size, so they don't fit. They're just crop tops and short shorts.
Arthur gets Senshi, an Arthur Sailor Moon fanfic. Chapter 1, Target Elwood, Senshi go to Lakewood, Tokyo, Japan. The carnival grounds were alive with not only the sounds of children and adults taking in the rides and snacks and sideshows, but also of something alien. It had been 4 months since the Wild Moon Carnival came and started their own hunt for starseeds and the Shikon Jewel. It was easier said than done, as many of the Wild Moon warriors found out that the Sailor Senshi interfering and 2 other invaders, the Dead Moon and Shadow Galactica, were also hunting the starseeds. It seemed that Frostina's mission to save her homeworld was failing, and it was 2 in front of her that were giving her an even worse day. Their names, Surame and Kana. They had just failed on another mission to capture starseeds, no thanks to them starting a yelling match that caused the target to get away. Your failure has cost us dearly, Frostina yelled at the 2 members of her elite. Ah!
Sorry.
That's Frostina pounding her fist on her desk.
Is Frostina one of the sisters we saw?
That I'm not sure of, actually. See, you're wearing deep lore that I'm not sure of. I don't know nothing about starseeds.
I'll assume it was. She was hot.
True.
I looked up Frostina and I get poosadventure.fandom.com.
Who's Adventure? There's a yokai from the Yokai Watch franchise.
The heck?
It's probably that one. Yep.
Frosty?
Frosty.
Oh, okay.
The dub named her Frosty. Frosty the Snowman.
Oh my
Get
lord.
fucked.
Frostina yelled at the 2 members of her elite Taikoku Kakekaiden. You are lucky that I do not blast you to atoms and scatter them across this trash pile of a planet. What do you have to say for yourselves? She glared at the 2.
That would suck if she did that.
Her Sailor Moon plot is that she opens an ice cream shop and sells people ice cream that makes them frozen.
She and Xenon would have been great friends.
Yeah.
It was all Kana's fault, Surame stated, trying to defend herself. This big lug knocked me down when I was trying to get the brat. You was just standing there, Cactus Head, Kana replied.
These are our Bulk and Skull characters.
Yeah. Frostina turned back and turned her back to the 2. I've sent Inuyasha to handle your failure and find the target,
Whoa.
Inuyasha.
He's here too.
the Empress of the Wild Moon said.
You sure you're reading the same story?
Nah, it's the same story. They really did just have an Arthur introduction, then cut to fucking Inuyasha. Just then, the large iron doors opened up as Inuyasha came in and bowed. It was another dud, he said. Frostina growled in frustration.
He bowed and said, I failed.
Do you think the fight scenes would look even more or less animated in the Arthur style?
If it was old animation, it would be fine. If it was like the newer, like tweet animation, it would not be good.
Arthur shakes his fist.
The
Usagi shakes her fist.
The shots in Arthur are pretty close, if I remember, and Sailor Moon's shots are pretty panned out with the backgrounds.
Mm.
Kind of weird to see it that zoomed in all the time.
Arthur on a watercolor void.
Yeah.
It always seemed that starseeds in the islands of Japan did not seem to hold the Shikon Jewel. She wanted that jewel to save the Wild Moon from dying. On the plus side, the Sailor Senshi did not show up, Inuyasha said also. Frostina nodded. The Senshi had been a thorn at their side since they came to this planet.
It's possible Inuyasha is just like a demon in Sailor Moon too. I think that's a pretty like literal translation name.
True.
I'm just guessing because I know Yashahime means demon princess.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? Who knows?
Who knows? She knew that if the Shikon Jewel could not be found, the only other way for the people of the Wild Moon to live was to go to war, invade Earth with her armies and wipe out every human on the planet and bring it back to a clearer way. Facing the Senshi in a war would be a disaster. You are dismissed, she told the three as she walked back to her throne. The three walked out with Kana and Surame glaring at each other. Watching the three, Sakura and Mew Ichigo knew what was going on. If Kana and Surame keep arguing, we will lose to the Senshi, Sakura said to the cat Mew. I agree with you. Surame and Kana can't even work together to get one star seed, Ichigo said.
They can't get 1 star in their restaurant.
Inuyasha translates to demon dog, and also Inuyasha is apparently a pretty common crossover fan fiction with Sailor Moon, because I looked it up, there were like 1 million hits.
That makes sense.
They're both archaic anime.
At the same time.
Frostina Jote is very angry at them. She knew that Frostina was sound in finding the Shikon Jewel and saving the Wild Moon, but yet it was always failure after failure, caused mainly by 11 Senshi, the Shao Galactica, and the Dead Moon Circus. These thoughts were in her head as Sakura headed to her job of infiltration of the Earth humans. Frostina had ordered her to find and exterminate the Senshi, who were said to be high school girls, so it was time for Sakura's Shinguji to go to school.
Inuyasha could be Binky. He is a demon dog.
That's what they call him in the Japanese dub.
The tough customers are just a group of demons. Anzu Juban High School. The doors in the classroom opened wide as An Usagi Teskino ran through them along with Minaku Aino as the others in the class watched. Late again, Miss Teskino and Miss Aino, the teacher said, sighing. It was yet another school day in Anzu Juban when Usagi and Minako came in late as always, much to the chagrin of the teacher.
Ratburn Sama.
Ratburn Sama.
Him with a top knot.
As the two tardies sat down, the intercom crackled to life.
Them?
2 tardies.
Don't know if he should be saying that.
It's okay.
Mr. Ratburn. Arthur.
Arthur, how dare you call them tardies?
How dare you be tardy?
Oh.
Go to the principal's office.
The intercom crackled to life. Attention, students, the principal stated. I'd like to inform you that your baseball team is to enter the World School Baseball Championships that will be hosted in Elwood City in the States.
Holy shit.
Okay.
The other teams will be playing against in the championship are from Hong Kong, Springfield, South Park, Osaka, Beijing, Yokohama, Seattle, Kansas City, and the host city of Elwood City. That is all.
That's a lot of games they gotta play.
That's a lot of crossovers that are pissing me off.
The class soon start talking about it.
Springfield and South Park. I swear to God, if Homer J. Simpson shows up after this.
The class soon started talking about it till the teacher got them to be quiet. After class, the talk continued. Seems like you're happier than yesterday, Rabbit Head. Arctica Winters, aka Ice Princess Arctica, said. I guess it's because you're going with the Juban Bonsais. Yep, Usagi said. I'm the batter.
Nice.
I do not understand why you Japanese like baseball, Arctica stated. Usagi.
Why you Japanese?
I do not understand why Japanese like baseball. Are you not also Japanese?
I guess not. What the heck?
She's Antarctica. Antarctica.
Usagi was thinking that Arctica was being a British pain in the neck still.
Get some water.
Yeah, holy shit.
You're like trying to force it, but you don't. You're trying to talk so hard. That was pretty Vulcan skull.
Good old Artemis. Usagi was thinking that Arctica was being a British pain in the neck still.
I thought she was gonna say she was being a bitch.
Being a freaking pain in the neck.
A British bitch. British bitch bake off.
Oi, you are impossible! And with that, Usagi turned to walk away, only to bump into Seiya.
Why do we have to have Arthur characters here? Why are we in the Arthur world?
They aren't there yet.
And they never will be because the author didn't finish.
Hey, Dumpling Head, I hear you are going to America, Seiya said.
Oh yeah, they're going to America.
No,
Yeah.
not there yet. We just made up about Mr. Ratburn.
Seems word gets around lately, Usagi said.
It was a school announcement.
Literally everyone heard it.
Usagi is a dimwit. Unknown to the two, Sakura is listening in on them. I myself have never been to the U.S., Saya said, but I heard that it's where stars are. Those words fell on Sakura's ears.
Japan's so polluted they can't see the stars at night.
Stars? She thought. Yeah, Usagi, a voice said, which turned out to be Minaku. America shines with starlight. Sakura continued listening in on the conversation. This America must be full of star seeds, she thought to herself. Frostina-sama must know about this. Sakura then turned to them.
Must know about America.
The free land.
Usagi-chan, Sakura said. Yes, Sakura-san? Usagi asked. I want to know something. Are there any openings on the baseball team?
I think it's a little late to join.
Yeah. Needless to say, the idea shocked a few back in the Wild Moon Cantina. You're going to America? Lee Karan said in shocked. Karan and Iris both thought the idea of going deeper into alien territory was nuts.
Alien territory.
And Sakura was talking of hunting starseeds in one of Earth's many tribes.
To be fair, Arthur does look like an alien compared to them.
You don't even know anyone in America. Hell, I heard they dissect people from other planets in America. Karen continued with her rant. Iris just sat next to Sakura, holding Jean-Paul, her teddy bear. Jean-Paul says Americans burn people from other countries in pits and eat them, the little girl
shit.
said.
That's true.
The little girl knows a little bit too much.
She's going in the pit. Sakura wondered if what Iris and Karan were talking about was true, but she didn't think it would be bad. Besides, she had defeated armies that numbered in millions, so if the Americans wanted to eat her, they would have to get an army in the billions.
Whoa.
Well, Frostina-sama agreed with the idea, Sakura said. So even though I have a few guests with me, before Iris or Karan could say anything, the guests came in. Kish, Ichigo, and Jakatsu. So, what should I wear for the trip? The cross-dressing member of the Band of Seven asked, annoying Kish and Ichigo to no end. Well, at last you won't get ambushed by Senshi, Karan said, laughing nervously. Good God, she is screwed, Iris thought at the idea that Sakura would be stuck with Jakatsu in another nation. Perhaps we should ask Frostina-sama if we could go with Sakura-chan. Lakewood Elementary School, Elwood City, USA. That morning...
Between the train and everything, my brain is like fried right now.
I don't blame you.
Like trying to figure out who characters are, and there's a train blaring.
Yeah, there's 6 new characters you don't know.
They really did just drop a lot of deep lore.
One of them's a cross-dresser, I guess.
One of them could just be OCs, you don't know.
That morning, the school was in the auditorium to listen to an important announcement from Principal Haney. Attention, everyone, Haney said. I am to announce that our team is going to play off against the Juban Bansais from Juban district of Tokyo.
Aren't they elementary schoolers?
Yeah.
They're really good.
They are
International
good.
baseball game.
Bro, have you seen what Francine can do? That monkey can kick.
That doesn't help in baseball.
What's the tough customer's girl with the hair over her eyes?
Molly McDonald.
Molly could pass as like a 16-year-old baseball star.
Yeah, you're not wrong. The tough customers themselves are all they need.
They're all animals. They're super powered.
Pinky is fucking powerful as shit.
Pinky's got
Oh, what? What are you concocting?
He's got special mental ineptitude rage.
He is a tardy, as they say in Japan.
They had to make him a baseball bat out of the world's hardest metallic substance.
So he wouldn't crush it with his fists when he swung.
Japanese schmapanese, I'm the most powerful tough customer in the USA.
He says to them and they can't understand English.
Why is there so
Money?
Why is there so much rice here?
He's like 2 feet shorter than them, kind of swinging his bat around, swearing in English.
Binky the nationalist.
Oh my god.
Sorry, we only have hot dogs. We don't have any rice.
I am to announce that our team is going to play off against the Juban Bises from Anzu Juban district of Tokyo in the World School Baseball Championships.
From Anjuban High School. This in high school?
That doesn't sound fair.
Do we even have a baseball team?
Arthur, can they really do that? Can they make us play against high schoolers?
Japanese high schoolers?
Come on, Pinky. Come on, Buster. I'm sure if we try our best, we'll do just fine.
On the contrary, Buster, the Japanese are quite adept at sports compared to us Americans. Shut up, Brain!
They love baseball. Antarctis would have said so.
Oh my god.
Like, you couldn't easily put together like a Seinfeld equivalent story with the Arthur characters having to play baseball against the high school.
I'm so happy. The kids looked at each other and started talking. I didn't know Japanese played baseball, Binky said. Later.
I always thought he was like, I didn't know the Japanese play baseball.
Nah, he has a pretty, like, squeaky kind of voice.
That
It's hard-
me like him even less.
It's hard to replicate. Let's see here.
It's hard to replicate, Binky. Like that?
No. Later at the
Arthur.
Later at the launch room, everyone was talking about the championships.
Take a rocket to America.
That's where the bad children get punished.
I bet the other team will be made of pros, Francine said. We might finally have real competition.
You're 10!
Buster, on the other hand, was thinking, what if they are aliens come to steal our brains for dinner?
They are aliens, Buster, but don't call them that.
Yep, Buster always thought of aliens. It would be
They are, but not in the way you're thinking. Just zip it.
It would be a good way to learn from another culture, Alan, otherwise known as the Brain, said. You can learn a lot from other people from other parts of the world.
Shut up, Brain.
Perhaps they might like to learn about fashion from me, Muffy said.
You're 10, Muffy.
I could be like a big-time star over in Tokyo. I'm sure they would like to see my fashion
This
sense.
is pissing me off.
Do you think Muffy could make it as an idol?
Muffy would get squashed so fast.
They'd find out one day Muffy has a boyfriend and her career would be ruined.
The minute her novelty isn't a fucking foreigner runs out, she's nothing. Soon the whole school is talking about the players from Tokyo coming to Elwood City. What they did not know is that they were in for a whole new adventure that would be the craziest one yet for the kids of Elwood City. The end.
Incredible.
That was great. That's quite the scenario. As soon as I realized how the age difference was, I was like, this is ridiculous. I can't believe this.
I rate that Sailor Binky out of 10.
I rate that home run.
A grand slam.
A American Grand Slam wish.
Binky's favorite.
I read that Binky trying to explain to the Sailor Scouts what
What a grand slam it is.
and I'm getting really mad as he starts describing the ingredients as all the ingredients of a breakfast.
I rate that Binky challenging the Sailor Scouts to eat 2 grand sandwiches.
How hard can it be? It's just 2 sandwiches.
I heard you people can put that stuff away.
Oh, you're saying that at first,
people.
but when you...
What's the big deal? I can do it.
I need the water.
I've seen videos of people with eyes like yours.
Nikado avocado. Nikado art barcado.
Yeah, Steven, draw him as an Arthur character.
Oh, Lord.
I just heard Dad crack a loud one in the kitchen.
Any of those freak animals trying to discriminate.
Alright, bring us home, Bubba.
Okay, this one's very long, so I'm not going to finish it.
Okay. It better be good.
Solid Snake jumped off the bridge onto the tankard and called Otacon.
Okay.
Solid Snake, have you reached the tanker yet? Otacon said as he adjusted his glasses and watched anime. Yeah, I'm on the tanker now. Nobody saw me, said Snake. Remember, Snake, you missed the tanker in New York, and now you have to catch it while it's in the Sea of Japan at Yokohama Bridge. Yeah, I know, said Snake.
Question.
Yeah.
In the games, how apparent is it that Otacon is like a super weeb?
It's pretty apparent. In the first game, he says, like, this is just like one of my Japanese animes, or something like that.
And that's it.
I mean, I remember that line, but I don't know.
Just because, like, in Stupid Mario Brothers, they also represent him as a very big weeb.
Yeah, like a number of parodies like really lean into that aspect of him.
Because Kojima and the writers are such a big fan of, like, different forms of media, like movies and anime and stuff, there's a lot of times where characters will just talk about media randomly. And since Snake mostly talks to Otacon, he's the one who's, like, telling him.
Okay.
Did you know in Godzilla this happened, or whatever?
Okay.
So, like,
I haven't played the game, so I don't really have a point of reference other than YouTube live action parodies.
I remember playing 3, and, like, before you could save, you had to get an entire lecture about some random film every time.
Cool.
Yeah.
Think they patched that out in Subsistence?
I've only really played, like, 10 to 15 hours of 5, all of 3, and a couple hours of 1. Oh, and Portable Ops the entire game, because I was stuck with it and PSP and nothing else for a while.
You played like 1 minute of 4.
Yeah, I played the demo of 4. Okay. Says, yeah, I know, said Snake. Now what do I do, said Snake. You have to snake around the tanker to find the Metal Gear, said Otacon.
Is that a joke?
There's a lot of misspellings I was choosing to ignore for the sake of establishing the scene, but now I'm going to acknowledge them a little more.
Thank you.
You have to snake around the tanker to find the Metal Gear, said Otacon.
Are you Canadian?
And Snake said, okay, but why is there a Metal Gear? And Otacon said, they're rogue Bushists taking advantage of our alliance with Japan. And Snake said, how dare they?
How dare they?
And Snake jumped off the rail and did a triple backflip while crossing his arms and pulling out guns as he fired them and killed a guard.
One guard.
It's like fucking Falco in the Space Emissary.
That seemed like such a blaze of glory situation, but then he just shot one guy.
I hope there are no bee people here like there was in Vietnam, thought Snake. I checked out. There are no bee people, said Otacon. And Snake said, I must have been thinking out loud again. And Snake and Otacon laughed a lot before Otacon said, okay, now you have to focus on the mission.
They laughed at the Kodak for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Bee people.
Bee people. Oh.
What was the name of the old guy again?
The... Fuck.
Big balls.
The fuck?
No. I'll look it up real quick. It's funny. It's like The End or something.
The fuck.
Yeah, he's the old guy that's like trying to snipe you down and then he can just die of old age.
You run around. The End. Yeah, his
The
name's
End. What a cool character.
The End. I remember getting really annoyed because I didn't know what his gimmick was and I was just going to run around getting shot a lot. You can, like, find him and take him out that way, is what I did, but...
Yeah, it's funny that he can just die of old age.
Mm.
Otacon said, okay, now you have to focus on the mission. And Snake said, okay. Snake saw two guards, one was standing near the other and near a gas canister, and there was a helicopter near them, and Snake thought, nice, and hein, and he shot the gas barrel, making it explode, killing one guard and making the other guard catch fire and go up the helicopter and hit the blades and get cut up into 1,000 pieces and go all over the bridge windshield, making the captain panic, and the helicopter got jammed from the body and it crashed into the boat, made a fire, and then there was a panic, and Snake thought, nice, a distraction.
Oh my fucking god.
What a payoff for such a run-on sentence. And then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened.
Nice. And Otacon said, Snake, what are you doing? This is a sneaking mission. And Sank, in the battlefield, sometimes you need distraction of loud so you can be more quiet. And then he snuck into the part of the boat that was not on fire.
Oh my god.
Why is he going into the burning boat? Just because he found one part that's not burning yet.
Chapter 2, Moon Alert.
Oh no.
Snake was sneaking around in the back inside the ship, and he was careful not to make it catch on to fire. Meanwhile, Serena and Darian were having sex in their car in the drive-in.
Whoa! Which one's Darian?
I don't know. Look it up.
Serena, you're cherry. You'll lose your moon magic.
Tuxedo Mask, I guess. It doesn't say his name is Darian anywhere. I don't know where this came.
It's Shirley from the Dick dub because they called her Serena.
Yes, in the dub it's Darian Shields.
That
Okay.
makes me sick.
Yuck.
Darian. You can't plow her. It's not right.
That's not right.
Meanwhile, Serena and Darian were having sex in the car in the drive-in.
The drive-in?
Yeah.
Like a
Drive-in
movie?
theater, I guess.
Yeah, what do you think they're seeing?
Okay, I thought they were in like a food drive.
Yeah, it's a drive-through.
Oh shit, the next line is so funny.
Oh, yeah? Does it involve what movie they're watching?
No.
No, I wish. Calm down. It is not.
Oh,
They're not watching Super Mario Drive-Thru on
Like,
the
it's
drive-in.
not-
Could you imagine that on that scale screen?
Let me read it. She said, I never came before now. And Darian said, thanks. And they hugged.
What? I never came before now. Thanks. Hug.
Brilliant.
Darren said, wait, what if you were pregnant? Wait, what if you were pregnant? And Serena said, don't worry about it. I'm not underage since we're Japanese. And they laughed and did it again.
What's that have to do?
Meanwhile,
It means that it's okay.
What if you were
We're Japanese, so I'm not underage, and they did it again.
Meanwhile, Otacon said... Back to this shit!
Snake is on a mission, and they just cut away to having Sailor Moon getting clapped in the drive-in with fucking the Flintstones movie. Jonathan Goodman's going, "Dabba dabba," but they don't give a damn.
That would never happen.
It's got Japanese subtitles.
John Goodman, holy shit.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Meanwhile, Otacon said, Solid Snake, have you found the Metal Gear yet? And a Sayak said, no. And Otacoin said, okay, keep looking. Meanwhile, the ship was on fire and the harbor police were panicking because they didn't have enough water to put it out. If only Sailor Moon were here, the harbor patrol colonel said as he tried to help the soldiers put out the fire. Meanwhile, Snake was on the boat and his box caught fire. Ah! He said and got out of it. And he walked further and the guard was there who heard him. Otacon, there's a guard here. What do I do? Said Snake, and Otacon said, Snake, you have to keep from killing him or else we'll be terrorists. So he used the tranquilizer gun and went on forward to the place on the ship where the Metal Gear was that he didn't know but guessed. Snake tied his banana and said, let's do this.
Oh
He tied his banana?
What?
His bandana.
Is it spelled like banana?
It's spelled banana.
That's amazing! This is genius.
This just makes Snake seem like such a little kid.
Tied his banana.
And Otacon's helping him.
Meanwhile, in the park in the middle of Tokyo, the Sailor Scouts were fighting a monster headed by Zuist, who said, you can't penetrate this dual armor now. And she backflipped forwards onto the ground while throwing an ice at the Sailor Scouts, and Jupiter said,
Backflip
The
forward.
Sailor Cat's fighting Zeus.
Zeus?
and Jupiter said, we have to evade. And they did. And Mars said, I could have melted the ice and saved us. And they laughed and started fighting again. Ha 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 ha. Tuxedo Mask came and threw flour at Zoe
Oh,
to
he did
bleed.
alright. Oh, he came alright.
Tuxedo Mask is done coming now.
He threw his rose and said thanks.
Threw a fucking pound of flour at him.
Tuxedo Mask came and threw flour at Zoidy bleed.
A bag of flour.
Yeah.
Tuxedo Mask, where's Sailor Moon? Mercury said. And he said back, she sensed her friends in danger with her sailor sense and sent me here while she was on her way. He said as he rode in on a gray horse and then jumped off the horse's back. He stood up and said, I am Tuxedo Max! And ran at Zoyatek.
Tuxedo Max.
Man, he's riding bareback.
Chapter 3, Mask Battle in
Top.
Ice. Tuxedo Mask came in at the most opportune time to fight to Evil Woman. Zoiset wiped away bleed and screamed, come my arms! And she summoned arms from Portal to grab him and he said, no! And she grabbed, yes! And then he said, no, my arms! And they grabbed him.
This is chaos.
Sailor Ray is afeared because she still loved him a little and said, Darien, I love you, do not die today!
So she does know who Tuxedo Mask is?
And he turned.
Which one?
Sailor Ray.
Gray is one of the scouts.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure who knows his identity and at what point.
And he turned and said, I am sorry! And he was taken away by Zoisit's arms, and Zoisit said, ha! Your prince is now in my hole! And he went away. Sailor Moon, I thought it was a she,
He was.
and he went away.
I thought so too. Maybe they forgot the S.
Sailor Moon arrived running in late and said, Ray, you can't have him! He's mine! And she screamed. Ray said, I'm sorry. Ray said, I'm sorry he's yours. And they cried because they were sad, and the arms from Zoisites that took Tuxedo Mask away.
The arms of soy sauce.
Meanwhile, Sailor Mercury was computer and said, I have found the trace of the arms that are Zoyosutes and are formed from the portal that came out and took Tuxedo Max. And her computer visor was hiding her eyes because she was crying too, because she loved Darian a little, but not as much as Serena.
I just keep imagining Grandpa Max in a fucking suit.
Tuxedo Max. Chapter 4, Tanker Mash.
Oh.
Solid Snake was sitting in the fuel compartments and he said, I can't find the Metal Gear. And Otacon said, did you check your pocket? And they laughed. And Otacon said, but seriously, Snake, have you used your radar?
Oh my fucking god.
And Snake said, okay.
Imagine the SpongeBob gag where SpongeBob asks Squidward to check under the tray.
Oh, no, I didn't. Sorry.
Snake took out his radar, and as he looked at it, he saw the Metal Gear. He thought for a second and said to Otacon, these are all like, they sound like the words, but they're not spelled like the words, which is why I'm stuttering.
Yeah, I know. I know exactly why you're reading it in the way you are.
And said to Otacon, Hey Otacon, did you invent the radar? And Otacon replied, no, Snake, it was invented by a pen pal, Amy Emerson. Even though I want to take credit for it, I can't. And Snake sneaked faster because the ship was close to exploding from the fire. I have to sneak fast, he thought, and he sneaked into the room with the Metal Gear and saw the Black Naval Colonel. The Colonel was saying, this is Metal Gear Rocks. It is better than the Ray, but has Rex in it. With it, we will take over the world in the name of Republicanism and the Patriots. And Snake thought, oh no. And he called Otacon and he said, Otacon, I found the rogue Bushists. And Otacon said, where's the Metal Gear? And Snake took a picture of it with his codec. Octuon said, great, Snake, now we can explode the evil to the world. Suddenly, a voice came from behind the Colonel and it said, I think that the Patriots will be pleased when I give them this new Metal Gear. And the Snake got startled and he asked Otacon that voice. And Otacon said, it cannot be. And from out the shadows stepped the silhouette of Revolver Ocelot.
Whoa.
And he
spelled revolver right?
Yes. And he shot the Colonel in the head and he died. Snake hid behind a box and zoomed in on Ocelot with his computer to see him better. Ocelot played with his guns and looked over his new prize.
Played with his guns.
Just flipping him around. The Patriots will be happy now, or they would be if I wasn't going to give it to my new employers. A dark portal opened up behind him and Jenny stepped out.
Oh no.
Fucking Kingdom Hearts portal.
Right.
Good work, Revolver Ocelot. Now we can bring the Metal Gundam back to my boss, Queen Beryl. Ocelot and Snake both laughed a little because the man made a mistake and called the Metal Gear Gundam, but only Otacon really got the joke.
Everyone's like giggling.
Chapter 5, Bad Moon Rising. Sailor Moon's sensor was buzzing. She looked up at the sky that was purple and red with the reflection of the fire from the boat, and she said, Everyone, we have to get to the harbor. And they ran to the harbor. Jupiter stopped at the harbor, and she said, Oh no, I can't swim. And Mercury elevated her to the boat with her bubbles while the rest of them swam. They reached the boat and saw a hole open up as Jedi-piloted Metal Gear rocks out from the boat with a Revolver Ocelot.
Snake gonna actually shoot them.
Snake jumped out off the edge of the burning boat and screamed, Wait! As he jumped off the boat and reached at the metal bar. But then he did not reach the metal gar as he dived into another hole and was gone. And he dropped into the water and screamed, Liquid! And swam to the rubble and he met the scouts. It's not over there.
Okay.
Chapter 6, Meeting Solid and Moyne.
That was such a short chapter.
That was.
Meanwhile, in the Negaverse, Ocelot and Jadites brought over the Metal Gear rocks over out of the Negaverse, and Nephrite and Mechalite and Joyceite and Calcite. Calcite said, Fool! I am the newest and strongest, and I did not bring back the Metal Gear. As he stroked his hair, and Malcolite said, Shut up! Jadite smirked as he bowed to Beryl and said, Queen Barrel, me and Revolver Ocelot have brought you the secret weapon, Metal Gear Rocks. It can wipe the floor with the other models. Queen Barrel laughed evilly. Metal Gear Rex would not fit in their fucking void dimension. It is huge.
So is the void dimension.
Okay, just be bigger than everything else in frame.
Isn't Rex the one from Rising?
It's huge. I don't
Look
know.
it up.
I thought that was Ryzen.
Queen Barrel laughed evilly. Very good. Jedi and Revolver Ocelot, you will do well in the Negaforce. The rest of you generals should do well to follow Jeffite's example. And the other generals were annoyed. But there's no end to the quotes. But Zoisite smiled and jumped up and did a triple flip in the air in front of the other generals and said, "Remember, I'm the best." And then Nep Firette said, "Noise Joy Shoit, you are having too much nectar to hire your strength." And Zoisite said, "No, it will only make me stronger."
You're having too much negative nectar? Is that what he said?
Negative. Nega nectar. And Zoisoid said, "No, it'll make me stronger." Darien came out a hole with the arms and he said, "I have taken Darien." And Beryl said, "Good, now we can brainwash him and he will earn the Sailor Scouts' trust and kill him." And they all laughed except Revolver Ocelot, who laughed a little bit but had a plan. Then I mean, that's an okay way to describe it, I guess. He's like laughing quietly.
He didn't laugh, but he laughed a little bit. I mean, let's be real here.
Then 100 miles away in the Tokyo harbor, the Sailor Scouts saw Snake and said, "Who is that?"
The Negaverse is only 100 miles away.
It's like in the ocean, I guess. And Mercury hacked with her computer into the codec, and then Snake and Otacon were talking on the codec, and Snake said, "Otacon, I saw a Revolver Ocelot and a blonde man steal the Metal Gear from the Bushes who must all be dead." As the ship exploded, Mars said, "Is he a terrorist?" And Amy said, "I don't know, maybe let's keep listening." And she listened harder.
She listened harder.
"Now that Oswald has the Metal Gear, we don't know what he'll do, but he might sell it to the Patriots." And Snake said, "But the Bushes were working for the Patriots." And he said, "Oswald was a strange man. We don't know what he's thinking in this brain of his." Snake said, "Do you know who the blonde man was?" And Otacon said, "I hacked into the government computer and he's a terrorist. The Japanese called Jedi Workptorg. WPRK DIONG doing Workptorg for someone.
You know.
What kind of circus is this?
And he said, "Okay, but what about the Patriots?" And he said, "Don't worry, Snake. I have Mei Ling look into the Patriots for us, the computer nanomachine network they use." And Snake said, "Okay, thanks, Otacon. You're the best friend a snake could have." And he said, "I'm not a snake. I'm a mole." And they laughed. Ha ha ha.
There's too much laughter in this story.
Amy got startled and gasped, "Otacon, is that you?" Snake turned around and saw the scouts and reached for his gun, but he had dropped it in the ocean.
Oh no.
His gun.
"Who are you?" said Otacon.
His piece.
"Wowee, Snake, it's Amy Anderson, the friend I told you about who built the radar." Snake said, "Amy, huh?" and put out his hand for shake. Amy went to bow, but shook hands because she knew that Otacon was American, so his friend probably was too. Chapter 8, Eclipse of the Snake. This has no text. Chapter 9, Eclipse of the Snake. Again.
Holy shit.
Wow.
This is incredibly long. I'm not even like a tenth of the way through.
Oh
You can
my
stop
God.
whenever you like.
Snake shook Amy's hand and said, "I'm Solid Snake, but you can call me Snake, but my real name is Dave." And Amy said, "Okay, Dave." And Snake said, "It's Snake." And
You can call me Dave. It's Snake.
And Amy and said, "Ha ha 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 ha," and laughed.
I'm getting real tired of them laughing at their own fucking jokes.
And Sailor Moon said, "Amy, who's that?" And she said, "That is Solid Snake, the not terrorist." And they laughed.
Holy shit.
Amy always was the smart one.
And Jupiter said, "That's like penis." And they laughed.
What?
And Snake
What
got
is-
Snake got super deformed and said, "Hey, I'm cooler than a penis." And Otacon laughed. But Snake said, "Okay, but down to business. How are you?"
What kind of YouTube poop wrote this? Down to business. How are you? I'm cooler than penis.
I think they're laughing because he said his name is Solid Snake, which sounds like erect dick.
I get it.
A joke is so old now that it doesn't even resonate as a joke anymore.
This fanfic is so old.
That's true. This is like 2010 or something.
It's so easy that I didn't even catch on.
It's just because it's such broken English. It sounds like penis.
Okay, but down to business. How are you? And they said, "We are the Sailor Scouts." And Venus smiled. "We fight crime and monsters," said Mats. "Monsters, huh?" replied Snake. "I don't believe in monsters." But Snake said, "Why Oh. "But Snake, what about Vamp?" said Otacon. "Yeah, but he was made of nanomachines, not a real monster." Otacon said, "Okay, but what about Fat Man?" And Amy said, "Who's Fat Man?" And Snake said, "He was not a monster, he was just a fat man." And they laughed.
That's pretty good.
And then suddenly they heard a voice from above.
Thinking of a fat man.
Yeah.
Laughing.
And then suddenly they heard a voice from above them. "Ha ha ha! Who are doomed?" And they looked up and saw a floating man in black. "I am Psycho Nautilus, and I was sent in here to kill you by Beryl because we have Darien, and we will brainwash him to betray you."
I am psycho. What the fuck?
What?
And Sailor Moon shouted, "No!" and threw her tiara at him, and he died. "No, I could not read your minds!" and he died.
He just doubted the plan!
"Because we have friendship," said Sailor Moon. And Snake laughed a little because it sounded silly, even though he knew that his friendship with Otacon gave him strength. The end.
You gotta come back to that one eventually. Save that one. Holy
Okay,
shit.
well.
My fucking brain
That was brilliant. I give that.
came down and completely spoiled. He said, "Ha ha, we have Darien and we're gonna brainwash him to trick you and betray you, idiot," and then he died.
I give that sentence mixing YouTube poop AI written fanfic out of 10.
I give that tuxedo mask coming out of 10.
I give that 10 hearty HAs. They only spelled the laugh out sometimes, or else I would have read it every time.
I appreciate it. Well,
Thank you for joining us.
thanks everybody for listening to this exciting episode of Crossing the Line. You can always follow us on Twitter. Our show's available both YouTube and Spotify and many other audio platforms, I'm sure. Got a Discord you can join and chat with us and have a good time. Links are in the description, and again, our Twitter has most of our stuff there. YouTube, we also post weekly videos on YouTube unrelated to the podcast, so make sure you're checking those out. Leave us some comments so we know that you like to see them and what you want to see, and we can make more of that because we like making anything, really.
Yeah. Oh. So what should we do next time? Whose turn is it to pick?
Mine.
Okay, what's next?
I'm honestly a bit surprised we haven't come to this since we're nearing 100 episodes, so it's kind of hard to find like stuff we like that we haven't already talked on.
Mm-hmm.
But next episode is going to be on Toy Story.
Whoa! Yeah,
Let's go.
So look forward to that, everybody.
You're a friend in me.
I can't wait to do Woody's voice.
You got problems.
I'll have to
I got
practice
'em
my
too.
Tim Allen impression. You're like already breaking the set down, ready to quit for the night.
You got friends in me.
I'm stuck in the corner.
When the years
Get out
go
of here.
by, our friendship will never die. You got problems? Well, I got 'em too. You got a friend in me.
I'm gonna cry. The Sopranos made me sigh.
I'll have my backing track ready next time for the Toy Story intro.
Ronald McDonald.
Ronald Reagan.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.